it's me, and welcome to episode 39 of The Weekly Whisper. I'm your host, Elian Habanero, and I'm here to talk all things 365 Pro Wrestling with my special guest, the man I've wanted since day one, the co-host of all co-hosts, Paul Wright. Do you want to be called Islander Wright, Stat Guy Wright, Manager Extraordinary Wright, Tag Team Champion Wright? This man has done it all in the history of the 365 PWA brand, announcing, commentary, of a distinguished wrestler, polished wrestler.
You're pushing it.
Well, you won a lot of matches and a lot of titles. We recently saw the match where you defeated Alex York in Brantford, Ontario.
Oh, yes, that was a different day, different story, my friend, different story. But hello, 365. Great to be out here with my old friend. Well, friend is a loose term. Let's just leave it as acquaintance, Elian Habanero. It's going to be a great show tonight. I'm happy to be here. What do you got for us, Elian?
Yeah, I'm the media guy now, so everything's in the past. I'm neutral. And it was so great having you here because I just talked about your top 5 rankings on the last episode.
Yeah.
And so like we can go into that. We'll talk about the upcoming show, which is only 2.5 weeks away.
I know, it's coming quick.
The doubleheader. Were you surprised when they announced the doubleheader?
I was surprised, but it's smart and lets more fans get out to both shows. Like maybe the families go to the 2 o'clock show more, maybe the adults will go more to the 7 o'clock show. We've done this a handful of times over like the last 16 years, and sometimes it's been great, sometimes it's been a little less, but it's great to give it another shot, and I think the fans will be thrilled at both shows. I know you have the lineup for both shows right there.
Yeah, we're going to go through the matches. Last week I announced the matches I knew. We've got the full cards now. And we're just going to talk about what we think is going to happen, maybe our predictions, and what may come of it following that, like as far as the rankings, like we talk about and that stuff.
Exactly, that's important.
And it should be a good show, and then we'll end it. I always do a top 5, so we'll see if we can come up with something for that. But so it's coming to you on October 17th, which is about 2.5 weeks from now, at the doubleheader at the Willow Point Lions Club, 2165 South Island Highway, Campbell River, BC. And so there's a 2 p.m. matinee and a 5 p.m. Evening show. So on the first show, the 2 p.m. show, we got 5 matches. So we're gonna have the debut. I know we were talking beforehand, so you knew the matches.
Yeah, I have a pretty good idea.
So there's a newcomer, Sharif Morrow, is debuting, and he'll face the Born Sinner Judas Icarus. We don't know much about Sharif. I looked him up. He trains at the Lionsgate Dojo. He's wrestled in the Pacific Northwest and the mainland of BC, but this is his first time, I believe, going to the island. So what do you expect from this? As they're both about 3 years in the business, I'd say, between the both of them.
Yeah, the little bit I've seen of Sharif. This guy has a lot of passion. This guy's got a lot of hunger. Am I allowed to say another promotion's name or no?
I don't usually, but I mean,
okay,
I looked on YouTube and there's matches of him against Travis Williams.
Okay, the matches on the mainland, and I've seen a couple of them. Yeah. He's trained with some real talent, who 365 and PWA have used before.
Yeah, and the Lionsgate Dojo there, and
exactly,
it's in the Lions Club, so it's technically like he's from the Lionsgate Dojo, and the wrestling is taking point at the Lions Club, so maybe that's a blessing in disguise for him.
Yeah, lots of experience there. Lots of guys who have been in the 365 universe have worked with this guy. But then you get to Judas Icarus. Now, I've seen this guy wrestle a number of times over the last 3 years in tapes from BC, in Ontario, and lightning fast strikes, suplexes that'll knock you silly. I just see these two guys. This one's not going to last long. If it goes 10 minutes with the speed that these guys can go, I'll be shocked. But I'm looking forward to this one. Sharif has a lot to prove in this one, but Icarus, he wants back in that title hunt.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
He won
the triple threat the last event.
Exactly, yeah.
And then he kind of got screwed out of the tournament when they had the tournament for the global championship. And like you said, I can't imagine them going too long because just the rate that they hit each other with, and that's a great point that you bring up. And so then we got another match, and I also want to point out Sharif Morrow has such a great opportunity because not only is he making a debut, he gets to make 2 debuts because of the 2 shows.
Exactly,
most people make a debut, they just get 1 opportunity. So it's kind of like a double shot for him. Well, for everybody, but for a debut, that's huge.
Sure enough.
And then the other match we saw is BJ Lorado, who was in the first string of shows, the Campbell River and Courtney ones back in January when 365 started. I don't think we've seen him since that. I think he wrestled Brett Matthews in like a Thumbtacks match. And
Lots of fun.
he's going to be taking on Rhea Von Slasher, who's hot off of her triple threat win at the last show. Anything you want to say about this one here?
Well, BJ Laredo, I always say BJ Laredo. I apologize, dude.
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't even know if I'm right.
Let's just go with he's wrong and I'm right.
Okay.
That is my last name. Anyways, Rhea Von Slasher has been absolutely on fire the last couple of shows. Regardless if she's wrestling the girls or the guys, she always turns in an amazing performance.
Yeah.
And these are two big, strong, heavyweight strikers, just both their styles.
They're very similar, I find. Like
Yeah.
In that regard, like just height, weight, kind of deal there.
Yeah.
Type of offensive maneuvers.
Exactly. Yeah. I think if BJ wants to be successful in this, he's got to break. He's got to break out. What does he do? Like a swan? Does he do a swanton or is it a moonsault? I know he does one of the two.
I think he does either or, but I've seen him do the moonsault a lot.
Okay, that sounds right. So he's got to break out. Probably throw her off her game. Do a little more aerial stuff. Maybe a little more of an agile approach.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's
I
a
could
good
definitely see
idea.
that, and he's got to be hungry because he has been out for a bit, and now he's making his return. So
Yeah,
you
fair
know he
enough.
wants to get in the rankings there, and
Yeah.
the way you described the rankings, I believe I had it right. It's 3 points for a win, and two for or if it's a pin or submission win,
Yes,
and
3.
2 for a count out or DQ,
Yeah.
and then 1 for a draw.
Yeah, I'll get them right here for you. I always keep them close.
So that's like TJ Harley was one of the top of your rankings. He's only wrestled 2 matches, but he won them.
He's 2-0.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's like he hasn't lost.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and we'll go into that. So, I don't want to jump into the next show, but like if you're Rhea Von Slasher and you know at the next show you have a shot for the Global Women's Champion, are you trying to end this one early so you can be like more prepared for the next event at the 5 p.m. event?
Oh, exactly. Everybody on this who's pulling double duty throughout the day, anybody who's wrestled 2 or 3 matches in one day of importance knows how much cardio matters. Like again, like if she wins this one, she may get a shot at Williams next show, but she's got
She is getting.
she's got the women's championship coming
Yeah,
out too. So like, you really got to prioritize what she wants that day. I think she can win both, to be completely honest.
And not only that, they're all like the first show is really reflective. Like if someone in the first show they have a half an hour match, or someone gets injured or not injured but banged up,
Yeah.
it all affects the second show.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas like when you do a match normally, you don't wrestle till the next month. The next show you have
Yeah.
time to heal and scout your opponent and blah blah blah. Right?
Exactly.
Do you think a lot of the wrestlers are watching from the curtain for that, just to see, oh hey, that guy's knee got banged up and I'm facing him later, or him or her or whatever, that kind of stuff.
No, exactly.
So we got that match, and then we got the tag team championships are on the line for the first time in a long time.
Yep, it's been a while.
Javico and Eddie Osborne. Javico are going to be defending against the grand champ Jordy Taylor and Brett Matthews. Do you think there's any scenario where they can actually work together to win, even though they dislike each other very much?
Oh, it's so tough to value a title over a hatred. I think in pro wrestling, that's got to be your 2 biggest motivators.
Yes.
And they're like, we see guys go into these long-term grudges and just hammer on each other for 6 to 8 months out of the year and take a year off their career just to fuel that hatred. But you get away from those championships and the money and the reason you got in the business in the first place.
And
And
just the competitive nature in you. You don't want to lose, even
oh no.
though you're partnering up with someone that you don't necessarily like. You still want to win, even if it's like you want to carry more of the bulk of the weight kind of thing. But so that's going to be interesting.
Oh yeah, that's going to be all over the place.
And Javico and Eddie Osborne haven't defended the titles in like 4 or 5 months. Do you think that may throw them off too, because they've been wrestling singles?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Being in a well-oiled tag team, I'm a real tag team guy over the years.
Yeah.
I've been in like what, 6 tag teams in 15 years?
Very successful tag teams too. Like,
Yeah, yeah. But the thing is, if you're away from your partner, you lose that telepathic link that comes with those great tag teams. You don't even need to think. You just put your hand behind you, and that tag's made.
Yeah, and tag matches and singles, or any 3 ways, 4 ways, there's such different things, and there's just different ways to go about it. So when you're in that single zone, it's completely different realm, really, right?
Exactly, yeah.
So do you think that they can pull it off though, or do you think you see Javico and Eddie Osborne retaining here?
It could go any other way. You have to consider, okay, Matthews and Jordy were in a trio called the Van City Triad, right?
Right.
Yeah, back in the day.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so they do know each other, and there's a big hatred there, but Elliot Tyler, is he on the card? I don't remember if he was.
He's not
He's not on the
been
card.
announced for any of the matches
Okay,
thus far.
no worries then, I'm gonna drop that thought process.
But maybe he's gonna ride along with one of the.
Yeah, if he is there, this is his business too. Like this is a trio, not a duo, so is he gonna stick his nose into this match in some way or form? Like, I don't know.
I don't even know if that triad's still together.
I'm not saying they're together, but I'm saying there's always that connection. You always have that old connection to your tag partner.
True, you can always go back to that. And then we saw Nolan James and Zach Andrews have been constantly using the number games against Cremator. So it's going to be a handicap match, Cremator versus two men, but do you think that actually plays into his favor where he knows now it's both of them, where instead of it's a behind the ref's back that they're doing it, like he can get his game plan knowing he's facing two opponents, like that's straight up? Or do you think it's just the odds are insurmountable for him to beat two guys?
Well, I'd rather my opponent in front of me than behind me. So that's Cremator's advantage, as you said. At least he knows Andrews, whether it's a tornado 2-on-1 or a tag 2-on-1. I'm not sure how the rules go for this, but
I don't know if they have to tag in or not. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but well, that's the advantage. In Cremator, he's just got to be a boiling mess right now, considering how long this thing with Nolan is going on. What, 4 months now?
Yeah, and he cost them the title.
Yeah.
The title match for the global championship there.
Yeah.
And then basically he lost last time because of them, because Zach was there. So does he even care about winning, or does he just want revenge, you think? Like, just pinning them, does that even really matter? Or is he out to get them? Like, he will, I don't know personally. He doesn't do a lot of promos. He obviously keeps to himself.
Yeah, well, maybe he releases that in his matches. Maybe that Savage Nature is just gonna come out in this one. Obviously, they let a little out in the chairway match at the last show, but but he did not win that one, and Andrews was heavily involved in the finish in that one.
So, do you think he tries to take one out early just to make it so it's one-on-one, or do you think maybe he has somebody that maybe could help back him up? I don't know if he'd be willing to take help though.
Well, bottom line, I only know one or two alliances he has, but in 365, other people have their priorities too. Obviously, Rhea and him have been partners in the past, but she's got a busy day too. Like, she's got her own singles priorities, and she can really want to be in his corner and take away from concentrating on her match. And is it even going to matter? Is Premier going to get DQ'd in 2 minutes and pretty much just go to town on Nolan? That's a possibility
I can
too.
honestly see that. I can honestly see him just caring to get his revenge.
Yeah.
So then we have one more match, which will be the main event of the 2 p.m. show. The rematch is going to be Liza Hall challenging for the global championship against Golden Boy Travis Williams in a submission match. And only the global, like her global women's is not on the line. This is for Travis Williams' global championship. Must give up or tap out. Do you think she finally, this is like the third time the charm for her kind of deal?
I really hope so, because she's had his number the whole time. The only reason he walked out with the belt at the last show was the referee botch.
Accident. And then the other time she had him beat with her submission hold, and then it went to a time limit draw.
Exactly. So she's really got to be hitting the cardio extra, doing that extra training, getting those extra submission holds in the back of her head, because in a match like this, like she's got her main submissions, but pulling out something unexpected could win you.
True.
A big match like
this. They're obviously going to scout. Like, she has her main move. That's what she won the global women's over Rhea with. And to be honest, I don't even know. Have I seen Travis Williams have a signature submission? I can't remember, to be honest, if he has a go-to. I know he does like a lot of knee strikes and stuff like that, but does he have a submission that he uses?
I haven't seen anything specific. He's gonna have to get one though, unless he just wants to beat her until she doesn't move anymore.
Yeah.
That's an option too, but this is not an I quit match, it's a submission match.
And I believe it's the same ref. Does that bother you at all, or do you think it was really just an accident?
That's gotta be playing mind games with Liza, because this guy, she's got to be thinking, this guy cost me last time. Is he gonna screw up again? That's got to be in her mind. And if she has 1 second when she's doesn't have her eyes on Travis Williams, man, that's gonna bite her in the butt.
Yeah, she can't be distracted. And must I just say, it's so great to have a guest to talk about. Like, I'm trying to talk to the camera normally and get people to comment.
Of course,
we're not seeing it till later. But so that'll be the 2 p.m. show. probably be about an hour and a half, 2 hours, everybody can go get some food,
Yeah.
do whatever they want, and then they're back at it again for the 5 p.m.
5,
show.
sorry, I said 7, it's 5,
I
sorry.
believe it's 5. I wrote down 5, I hope it's 5 now. Anyway, I'm sure they'll put a graphic here somewhere. So
Yeah, editor, that's on you.
So then, Sharif Maror will, once again, it's all the same people, as far as I know, that's been announced. I know
Okay.
Beef Boy, I didn't see Beef Boy or TJ announced for it, who were on the past shows, or the Tony Baroni guy.
Okay.
But, so we have 5 matches once again. It's Sharif Morrow taking on Haviko, in a match I don't think we've ever seen before.
Oh, that sounds like a fresh one.
It sounds like it'll be a great, I feel like these guys got similar styles too as well, kinda like
Yeah.
Icarus and Sharif, and I can't see this being a bad matchup, and it really depends how the first show goes for them,
Mhm.
like who's got most left in the tank, and the first show affects so much for the second show. So, yeah, we got that match.
Yep.
And then we got a 4-way match. Do you think for, I know you have a rankings by a point-based system,
Yep.
but as far as who deserves title shots, do you think a singles match is more important than a 4-way? Like if you win a 4-way match, do you think that you deserve a title shot more than if you just win a singles?
Well, I think if it comes down to it, you got 2 guys with similar numbers. I'm gonna say it's who you beat, not what kind of match you had.
Does it even matter too, like Travis Williams, Golden Boy, has been, had some controversial ways of retaining his title. Does that really matter as long as you win though? Like, do you think the commissioner or whoever's making the matches thinks, well, that person didn't win the right way, but they still won? Like, does that matter to you at all?
Well, I think that's reflected in the matches that you just saw in the first show. Liza
True.
Hall's getting her rematch, so
Yeah.
obviously he sees that ended in a really bad way.
True.
So
if
she
you
gets
just
another
pinned her,
chance. That's the fair thing to do.
It's true. If he just pinned her 1, 2, 3, then why would she be getting
Yes,
another match?
exactly.
Absolutely. So in the 4-way, it's BJ Lorado, EO Eddie Osborne, Nolan James, and Judas Icarus. I believe it's no count out, no disqualification,
Yeah, that's
4
what
men in the ring,
Yeah.
no tag-ins or anything like that. I don't think it's elimination from what I've seen. But to me, what I was trying to say is, like, if you win a singles match, okay, that's good, you beat somebody. But if you win over 3 other guys, that could be a huge boost in getting you a championship opportunity down the road. So I feel like
exactly.
this is a very important. Whoever walks away with that win, it'll be a little bit more precious than some of the singles wins.
Yeah, no,
Perhaps.
No, you got a point there. A 4-way is a huge match, and this is not just the bottom rung of the 365. All 4 of these guys have been champions in the past, and all of them are obviously future top contenders. So when you got 4 guys at this level who are going at it, you just throw your hat in the ring and hope for your favorite, because this is just going to be a car wreck of a match. With all four of these guys are totally different styles, totally different experience levels, but all are in the prime of their career right now, which is a huge thing too.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Other than maybe EO, because I'm not saying he's not in his prime, but I feel like he's also had other times where he may have been in his prime. But it's such a big, the ramifications from this event, because it's 2 events, like if BJ Loretta wins both of his matches, he should be getting a championship opportunity.
Oh, boom, yeah.
It's not just one event, so like the whisper after this event, somebody could go from here to here and vice versa.
No, exactly. Yeah, he'll be facing.
It's two events, so it's just so much to take in.
Yeah, he wins 2 matches of this enormity. He'll be okay. You want to face Jordy, or you want to face Williams, or whoever is the champions after the events, obviously.
Yeah, and also like you said, everyone in the 4-way match, everyone on all the show. Like Sharif is the only one I'm not really that familiar with, but all these people are worthy opponents. Like they're all top of the line. Like that's what 365 is. It's all serious, great competitors.
Absolutely.
So every win is so bloody important.
No, it's true.
And so both shows will have 2 title matches each.
Yeah, that's nice.
But I'm not sure about this one. Okay, so it says Golden Boy Travis Williams will take on Cremator, but I didn't see in the, I went on the Facebook thing, the event page, and it didn't say if Travis Williams retains over Eliza Hall, if he will be forced to defend against Cremator. Like, so I don't know if it's for the global championship if he still has it by that point.
Exactly.
And do you think it's fair to make him, if he does win, if you were Dr. Walls, would you make him defend it twice in one night? Because nobody else is. The tag team championship's not being defended twice. The grand champion's only been defending once, and the global women's is only being defended once. So maybe that's why it didn't say it. And does that make sense to you? That it probably wouldn't be. He shouldn't have to defend it twice in one
Well,
night.
if I was the commissioner, I would want my champions earning their titles in and out every night, bottom line. And if he still has that belt by 5 o'clock, he would, if I was commissioner, he'd be defending it again, no questions asked.
Yeah, and exactly, and like Liza Hall's the global women's, but she's not gonna defend that against Travis, he's not a woman, so it's a little bit different there. And Jordy Taylor's a grand championship, but
Yeah.
he's in the tag match, so.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I agree with you, if he does have it by then, I would make him defend it, but like I said, we're not certain on that, we'll get back to you next week on that.
Yeah.
And then, so he's gonna take on Cremator, that could be huge for Cremator, cause what if he does beat him and it's not a title match? Then he would be deserving of a title match.
Oh,
if he-
absolutely.
If he beat the champ, right, like,
Yeah, that's the age-old question, beat the champ, get a shot.
you would think so.
Yeah, some companies value that more over others. I think our management would definitely value of pinning the champ in any predicament, in a three-way, a four-way, a tag. Like, you beat the champ, you beat the best guy on the roster, so
And
definitely be acknowledged for that.
if you're Travis Williams, knowing the way he's got out of some of it, like, it seems like all he cares about is keeping the title. If it's not for the title, do you think this match is really a high priority for him?
I would probably say not.
That's
I think
right.
we just may have a chase around the ring for 20 minutes until the time limit expires. Just knowing his cowardly tendencies.
Exactly, he's done stuff like that before, or just kinda seems accidental on purpose a couple of times with some of the ways he's gone about his business there.
It's always an accident.
Yes, and then so Liza Hall, who at this point could be the global women's and the global championship, is defending the global women's championship against Rhea Von Slasher. Now, if she beats Travis Williams in the submission match for the global championship, do you think both belts could be on the line, or just this will just be for the women's? Cause I haven't seen here, it didn't say if she wins.
Yeah, I know,
that
management's,
both are on the line.
Yeah, they're tempting us with all these technicalities to the matches for the second show.
There's so many possibilities.
Exactly, yeah. For both belts to be on the line, that's a possibility too. If I was going into the 5 o'clock show and Rhea had, she's facing Laredo in the first show, right?
Right, yes.
Okay, if she won that match and she won 2 in a row, I'd be putting both belts in the line because she deserves it. Because again, if you looked at my rankings, I have her ranked different in the men's division and the women's division. I have her ranked separately in
Yeah,
both.
and she, the night that they did the global tournament for the global championship, she
Yeah.
wasn't in it, cause that was when they crowned the global women's
Yes,
championship.
that's right. That's right.
But she's gotta be high in the ranking, cause she won the three-way match at the last,
Exactly.
which kinda puts her up as a contender for, she's already a contender for the women's, but now she's gotta be a contender for that one, so that's the first title match, or championship match for the 5 PM show, and then in the main event, the grand championship will be on who could possibly be the tag team champions at that point.
Oh, yeah.
Jordy
Just,
Taylor
yes.
and OGB and Brett the Body Matthews. Street fight, could be good and could be bad, cause Brett Matthews is getting his temper, or has been angered by Jordy Taylor and his actions, so hopefully he doesn't let that get the best of him, but
Yeah,
do you
sure.
think, there's a new champ here, or what are you saying, Jordy Taylor squeaks it out again?
If Brett Matthews can keep his cool, I think he can win this one. But Taylor, as we've seen in his multiple interviews over the last couple of months,
Yes.
this guy knows how to play mind games. This guy can make you hate your own dog. Like,
True.
so
And-
bottom line, this is a mental game. The physical game has already been decided. It's who mentally wins this one that's gonna walk out with the belt.
And do you think the street fight gives either competitor an advantage or not?
That's a great one too.
'Cause I don't think either of them have been aligned with anybody, so I don't see anyone, I'm not saying it won't happen, it'll be a surprise if it does, but I don't see anyone having the numbers game help them.
Yeah.
But, and I know Brett Matthews did some of the thumbtacks matches, I don't know how Jordy Taylor's been in those kind of matches in the
Yeah.
past. I'm just really not sure, so do you think that it favors either one of them, that is a street fight?
Well, bottom line, with how much of a jerk Jordy Taylor is, do you really think he has any friends anymore? Let's go with that.
True.
And Brett Matthews is just focused on vengeance here. Bottom line, so I think we'll play the old big man, small man game. If Jordy can drag this out for a while, burn out Matthews. Like, I know he's agile, he's strong, but bottom line, the big men tire first, and Jordy seems like a normal sized guy. I don't think he's king cardio or anything. I don't think that's even any.
But he paces himself well.
Exactly.
That.
Yeah, that's a big thing too.
Every action he makes it count. Like, he doesn't overexert any extra energy that he doesn't need to.
Yeah, and that's the sign of a veteran versus Matthews, who's a sophomore right now. What is he, in his sixth, seventh year?
He's gotta be 4, 5, 6, somewhere.
Yeah,
in there.
so he's in a sophomore phase of his career. So he's still he's learned some of the tricks, but not all the tricks yet.
Right, and so Brett Matthews had a shot at Grand Championship. It didn't go the way he planned. Then he finally. Do you think if he doesn't win, this is his last shot for a while at the Grand Championship?
Well, I would hope to bring some more people to the plate for this title, because variety is the spice of life. If you have the same two guys fighting for the belt for like 3 years straight, then the product gets stale. Like, I think, you got to make the hard decisions. And again, this is the third round for the Grand Championship. I know they worked another match. I looked at the archives back in January.
Right, before there was any.
Yes,
titles.
before the Grand Championship, though. But yeah, this is probably, unless by some miracle we go to a draw. But street fights aren't about that. They are.
It's like a double knockout or something.
Yeah, and I don't see that. I just see the drive versus the intellect in this one, and whoever can pull their minds to that aspect will win this one.
And I agree with you again as far as I think if he doesn't win it here, this is his last shot for a bit, because there's not a lot of space between the top guys and the guys at the bottom. Like, it's really neck and neck. You could have 1 or 2 good shows and you're right at the top. Like, it's
exactly.
There's no like huge gap where it's like this guy's never gonna get a title shot and this person is gonna be every time. It's like it can just switch in a matter of 1 or 2 in this case shows.
Yeah, one match could change it all.
So we're gonna switch the paper. Just a couple things I wanted to point out. If you've been watching Twitch, 365 finally made it to 100 followers. Not finally, they've only been doing it a couple weeks. Made it to 100 followers, and they're gonna have their Wednesday special. It's gonna be Haviko picks his top 5 matches. Wednesday, 7 Pacific time, 10 Eastern time. Haviko picks his top 5 matches. The Haviko special. We saw the Jordy Taylor special. That was good, really good. So I'm really looking forward to this one as well. And it's my show. I gotta quickly plug. I was on episode 107 of the Wrestling with Myself podcast with the anti-hero Scotty O'Shea. So please give that a listen if you can. Just search in any podcast platform, Wrestling with Myself, episode 107, Elian Habanero. And we always end up with a top 5. And since I'm so happy to have Paul here, really, it's been one of my favorite episodes already, I can tell. It's not even in the bag. Where we decided to let him pick the top 5. And he gave me the heads up, because it required me to do this, that he wanted to do top 5, 365 British Columbia talents or superstars versus Ontario dream matches. And we're both going to pick 5 and see if we had any of the same and see why we thought ours would be better than each other's. So we're going to do that. Top 5, 365 brand British Columbia superstars versus Ontario superstars dream matches. And it has to be someone that's competed in the 365 brand, right?
Yes, this year. You have to be in the ring this year.
Okay. So, do you want to do 1 and 1, or do you want to do your 5 and then I do my 5?
Let's go one at a time. You name your number 1, then I'll counter mine.
Okay. Checking off. The first one I thought of would be Jordy Taylor versus Lenny Lilac, because they're both so charismatic. That's why I picked it. They're both so over the top, and I just felt like it would be a treat for the fans to see them jaw-jacking with each other.
Okay, is this going to be a fight or a debate? That's the question, right?
It could be both, but either way, I think the fans are the winners.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. That would be
just both of their entrances alone, like.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I think that would be a very creative match for both guys.
Yeah, I don't know. I just felt like they matched up really well.
Yeah, no, I put a similar idea spin on the ones I did. My number 1, this goes in no particular order. My number 1 is a tag match. I wanted the Temple against the Burroughs twins.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, as me being a big tag team fan, this was actually supposed to happen in PWA summer of 19, but
Oh, right.
yes, the Twins got injured, and unfortunately, they couldn't make
Right.
it.
They were gonna come down, it was like SummerSlam weekend or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, it was one of those shows, and they couldn't come down, and they were scheduled to wrestle the Temple.
That's
No, it was
right.
for the anniversary weekend.
Right, that's right. And
Yeah.
I didn't put any tag matches, and I kind of feel like I
Oh.
missed the boat by
Oh
not
no,
doing
you
that.
pick what you want. That's the beauty of these lists.
So that's great.
Alright.
I enjoy your match up there. So the next one I got is the Battle of the Masks, Haviko versus Super K.
And sadly, you stole my idea, so
So
I'm
we
leaving
both-
right now. No, I'm just kidding.
We
I'm
both
just
got
kidding.
it then, it
Yes.
must be good.
Yeah, Haviko and Super K definitely would be a classic match. I think if you go BC versus Ontario, both guys absolutely are of the same, not quite the same style. I haven't watched Haviko as much as I should have.
No, they're very different.
Yeah, that's good. I think Haviko's more of a ground guy.
They both can high fly, but I find Super K relies on it more.
He does, yeah. He'd crash and burn, bottom line with that guy.
Yes. And Haviko's been doing it about 5 or 6 years, Super K is about 23, so there's that.
Oh, God, yeah.
So, but yeah, so we both picked the same one, that's
Yeah,
awesome. So
always
that's
fun.
your number 2, we'll just say that's your number 2 then, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so then the next one I have is, I feel like we might have got this one the same, Rhea Von Slasher versus CC Moss.
Stop picking on my sheep.
No, I got it right here, dude.
I do too.
Because they're so similar, like almost what we were talking about Rhea versus BJ. They're both got the same body type. Rhea's got a bit more experience. She's
Oh,
been doing
absolutely,
it
yeah.
a couple more years. They've both been successful champions. They've
Mhm.
both been part of groups.
Yes.
So I just felt like I was gonna put CC, because she's only woman that's competed in 365 Ontario, I believe.
Beyond, who'd she work at the first show?
It was a
Holiday.
tag match.
No, she wrestled.
Oh yeah, Holiday. That's
Holiday
right.
at the
That's
first-
right. And then
first
it was a
second
tag
show, yeah.
match of her versus Lenny
Yeah,
versus.
and Sabrina Kyle was also in the tag team match as well, so.
Right,
Yep.
right. I forgot about that. So, but I picked. So I knew CC Moss was my pick, and I had to decide in my mind
Mm.
between Rhea or Liza. It might be Lisa. Am I saying that right?
Okay, well, let's just switch it, and we want, Liza, we apologize. If you wanna get on the comment section and light this guy up, go for it.
Oh, sorry. But so I just thought CC versus Rhea was the better for the fans in this case. So, but you picked that one too, right?
Yes, I got that one too.
So we might actually have a great card here.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's add number 6 to this, and you just mentioned Lisa. Why don't we throw her against, now this is only a fantasy match. Beautiful Bia has not debuted yet.
No, you can't. That's breaking the rules.
This is a bonus. This is a bonus thing. This is just a bonus addition to the list. Like Lisa Hall versus Beautiful Bia. In any,
I'll put it.
come on, that would be an awesome match. No way you want to
Because I
slice it.
feel Bia would have been a part of 365,
Yes.
but she was injured there.
Yeah, she's been injured, and then
And I really think that'd be a great match.
yeah. So let's add that as the unconfirmed 6th match on our list. But it'd be an entertaining one, no less, right?
Yes. See, this would be a great card. The only problem with it is I had Jordy versus Lenny, and then if we did all the matches, because we had multiple the same, Temple versus Burrows, that would mean Lenny would have to wrestle twice. So we would have to switch that.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
so far we've both done 3,
Yeah, I'm
and
good.
2 of them have been the same.
Yeah.
So my 4th pick,
And you got
Was
me again, you dirty.
you saw it? The Battle of the Bodies.
I know, I got
Brett
that
Matthews and
too.
Joey Allen.
I got that too.
I think these are just common sense then.
Yeah. Well,
And-
again, we're going for, when you get 2 big groups of different stars, you kind of look for the similarities in them. And Brett Matthews is a big, strong guy, and Joey Allen's of the same demeanor, so.
Both shaved heads, both excellent bodies.
Yeah.
Both, they'll both do promos and talk, but they're like pretty short on words. They get to the point.
Yeah, exactly.
So we got a dream card here, and no, we did not talk about this beforehand. I don't care.
No,
what anyone
we-
says.
we-
I wrote mine here on my
Yeah,
paper.
I'm just creeping this page as he flipped it over.
And Paul has his on his phone, and he just said it to me yesterday. He said, I got an idea for the top 5.
Yeah. Write
Let's
your
do
list.
this, and we'll write our list and compare. So my last one that I
Okay.
have, I gotta be honest here. I had Nolan James against Clay Wilson, and then I was like, wait, is Clay Wilson technically BC talent now? So I switched it to Nolan James versus John Tavius.
John, unfortunately, I only got to watch a few minutes of one of his clips. He seems like a very exciting wrestler. And he's a little lankier a little taller than some of the other guys in the roster. So him and Nolan, like Nolan's what, 6'2", 6'3"?
They're pretty even in body height and weight.
Yeah, both guys.
And I just, because Clay Wilson's wrestled in BC, so it's like I can't call him an exclusive Ontario, but John was in the tag match of him and Super K versus the Temple, and he also faced Eric Kearney on the one Guelph event there.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's my last one. What is your last one?
My last one actually also features Jordy Taylor, Jordy and Eazy-E Eric Kearney.
Oh, there we go.
Now, I would just expect two guys trying to one up at each other with dirty tricks in this one. Eazy-E is an absolutely fantastic wrestler. Let's not throw any bones here. But he could match Jordy, dirty move for dirty move, if it came down to it. Because I've watched that guy since he broke into the business. I've only got like 2 or 3 years on him tops. But I've probably seen him wrestle like 100 times, and especially, I got to referee the match last year where you beat him.
Oh, the Elite Championship.
Yeah, I got to referee that one, and he was pulling all sorts of dirty crap the whole match. It's just those little intricacies, and I could just see.
And they've both had a lot of championships over the years.
Oh yeah, Jordy's really just hitting his stride now. He's kind of the Eazy-E.
He's like the new Eazy-E
of the West Coast, yeah.
And they both like to talk out of their ass. So what I'll do is, since I had Jordy versus Lenny and you had Jordy versus Eric, I'll switch it to Eric. I'll take your match.
Oh, don't switch any.
No, because we're gonna do a complete. We got 7 matches here.
Oh, okay, yeah. Throw all the matches down there. That's fine.
We're gonna have Jordy Taylor versus Eric. This is me and Paul's combined. We're combining them together.
Okay,
this is our dream BC versus Ontario card.
Okay, that's
Jordy
fine.
Taylor versus Eazy-E Eric Kearney.
Okay.
Haviko versus Super K. Rhea Von Slasher versus CC Moss.
Yeah.
Brett Matthews versus Joey Allen. Nolan James versus John Tavius. The Temple versus the Voros twins. And Liza Hall versus Beautiful Bia. 7 matches. Would that not be the event for the ages?
I would buy 5 tickets, folks.
Yes.
5 tickets.
I mean, Beautiful Bia, she has not wrestled for the 365 brand, so that was one of the things. If so, we could always put in like Sabrina Kyle or Holodead, right? But
yeah, but that
would be the best match though, because they're very similar styles.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Look like the same height, same build, and everything.
Exactly. Yeah, that'd be entertaining.
I just got to do one thing. I just want to say thank you so much, Paul. I had a great time. I hope the viewers did as well. And if you could do us a favor, like, or you get a leg drop, comment, or you get a clothesline, subscribe, or you get a suplex, and share, or you get a sleeper. I'm your host, Elian Habanero, with my very special guest, Paul Wright. We'll catch you next time. This has been episode 39 of The Weekly Whisper. Cuba!